If you use our Avon grips that we sell for the Hondas, the only problem with those is they've got a bigger barrel inside the throttle housing, and if you can't get down to the motor and adjust the free play on the motor side as well as the handlebar side, then it's really hard to put these on there. So I'll show you where you adjust this, and you almost have to have the tank off. I'm not sure on some of these, you may not, but anyway, this is down here where the throttle cable goes into the carburetor, and you can see how that moves in there. So this is the adjuster. This one's about as loose as it'll go, and then this one you need to back that down this way as far as you can, that way, so that you have a lot of free play in your throttle. What I do is I actually pop this out of there and give it as much throttle play as you can to put that throttle tube into the housing up above. So just a quick note on that, you'll have to adjust this way down and get a lot of free play because the Hondas don't have two adjusters up on the throttle side. And then also, again, you'll have to adjust this throttle, this one, as loose as you can get in order to put the Avon grip on there. So that's just a quick note on that. Let's proceed on these handlebars. If you'll notice on our website, and later in the video we'll show you other views of this, but we've turned these risers around the other way, so it's really easy to do if you decide you want to kind of make it look kind of cool like that. What it does is it puts the bar forward and up a little bit, so you can droop the bars down, make them look kind of like almost like a cafe kind of a bobber look, and it'll get your hands more forward. So I just think it's really cool. And then we've black powder coated these, the risers and the bars. And then what you do is you just loosen the two screws at the bottom, and then you remove these caps, and then you just rotate the riser 180 degrees. Just rotate it so instead of pointing backwards, they point forward. When you do that, make sure you put a towel on your tank or your headlight here, so when you set the bars on it, you won't scratch anything. And then just go ahead and reposition everything. Look straight down on here and line up your bar with this area here. Make sure everything's nice and tight when you snug it up, because you don't want that to be a little bit crooked. And then one other thing on changing grips, whenever you do that, you want to make sure that your throttle snaps back. You have your adjuster here. You can adjust it so you always want just a little bit of play there, especially when you turn both directions. There you have it. Let me pan over here and you can take another look at it. Looks kind of cool on there. There you go. Okay, let's go ahead and put our gas tank back on if you had it painted. Now, what I do is I put a little bit of Vaseline or something on those rubber stoppers up front here. They're underneath the tank up there. That way you can kind of slide the tank back up on there a lot easier because they get really sticky. So anyway, you slide your tank back on just like you took it off. And then make sure you got your rubber grommet and everything in the back here. You should have your rubber grommet with the bushing and the bolt with the big washer. And then, hook up your fuel line. Goes right here, remember. And then one other thing you want to do, make sure you don't forget the vent line on the other side there. It's right under this corner here. There's a vent line that you took off earlier. So go ahead and make sure you hook that back up again. So go ahead and put that tank back on there. It'll take a little while to start the bike because it'll take a little while for the carburetor to fill full fuel once you have it empty. So don't panic on that, and then you may want to start the bike up just to make sure it runs good, and then we'll continue on. Oh, one thing I want to mention to you too, if you ever lose a part, or if you ever have a question about a part and how it goes back on the bike, if you go to Bike Bandit's website, you can pull their website up, go to the OEM section, and you can pull up all the schematics on all the pieces on your bike, and you can see exactly how they go on the bike, what you may have lost, what you lack. It's just really cool, and then if you need to order something, you can go ahead and order it at that time. So anyway, we use Bike Bandit a lot. They're just kind of nice people to work with. They get stuff right out. So real helpful hint there.